Imagine a country that holds the oldest geological formations on the planet, a land where waterfalls drop from the clouds and where lightning strikes the same spot every single night for centuries. Venezuela is by every definition one of the most beautiful places on Earth. And yet, it is a place where tourists are explicitly warned, do not go. Governments around the world have slapped it with level 4 advisories. The borders are marked as red zones. But why? Is it just the politics? The crime? Or is there something deeper in the silence of its abandoned cities? Today we are traveling into the heart of South America's fallen giant, from the lost world of the Tepuis to the ghost skyscrapers of Caracas. These are the dark secrets of Venezuela and the places you are warned to avoid. To understand the darkness, you first have to understand the light. Because Venezuela isn't just pretty, it is prehistoric. Take Mount Roraima. It's a tepui, a tabletop mountain that rises 9,000 feet straight out of the jungle. Geologists believe these rocks are 2 billion years old. When you stand on top, you aren't in 2026. You're in the Jurassic period. It's a landscape so alien, black rocks, carnivorous plants, islands of mist, that it literally inspired the Pixar movie Up. Then, there is the Devil's Mountain, Oyen Tepui. From its side falls the world's tallest uninterrupted waterfall, Angel Falls. It is so high, over 3,000 feet, that the water doesn't even hit the ground as liquid. By the time it reaches the bottom, the wind has turned it into a fine mist. It is a place of absolute, terrifying beauty. In a different world, this would be the #1 tourist destination on the planet. And finally, the Catatumbo lightning. Imagine a storm that never ends. Over Lake Maracaibo, atmospheric pressure creates a phenomenon found nowhere else. For up to 300 nights a year, for 9 hours a night, the sky explodes. 28 lightning bolts per minute. It's known as the Lighthouse of Maracaibo. Sailors used to navigate by it. It is natural. It is beautiful. And as we're about to see, it shines over a region that has become a ghost of its former self. But you cannot just book a flight to see these things. As of 2026, most Western governments, the US, UK, Canada, have maintained a strict do not travel advisory, not exercise caution. Do not travel. Why? Because the map of Venezuela is filled with invisible lines you must not cross. Let's start in the capital, Caracas. While the wealthier districts like Chacao try to maintain normalcy, to the east lies Petare. This is often cited as the largest slum in Latin America. It is a city within a city. Here, police presence is complicated. For years, gangs like the infamous Tren de Aragua, which has now expanded across the entire continent, used neighborhoods like this as operating bases. For a tourist, a wrong turn here isn't just an inconvenience. It's a level 4 risk situation involving kidnapping or robbery. Then there are the roads, specifically Troncal 10. This is the highway that leads south to the Brazilian border, near the illegal gold mines. It's known as a lawless stretch. Travelers recount illegal checkpoints, not by police, but by sindicatos or armed groups who control the gold trade. They stop cars, demand payments, or worse. Advisories explicitly warn to stay 80 kilometers away from the Colombian border and 40 kilometers from the Brazilian border. These are the buffer zones where the law simply evaporates. The warning isn't just about violence, it's about value. In a frightening economic paradox, a foreign tourist represents something valuable: leverage. Express kidnappings, where victims are held for 48 hours to drain their bank accounts, became so common that locals stopped wearing watches or wedding rings. The warning is simple: don't look like you have anything to lose. But the scariest places in Venezuela aren't the ones filled with gangs. They are the ones filled with nothing. Standing in the center of Caracas is a monument to this silence, the Tower of David. Intended to be a financial center, construction stopped in 1994. For years, it became the world's tallest vertical slum. 3,000 people lived inside this concrete skeleton, without elevators, without running water, some living on the 28th floor, with no railings on the balconies. Today, it stands largely empty, a 45-story tombstone in the middle of the city, a Tower of Babel that never reached the sky. But if you want to see a true ghost town, you have to go back to Lake Maracaibo, to Congo Mirador. This was once a vibrant stilt village, famous for watching the Catatumbo lightning. But due to sedimentation and oil pollution, the lake turned into a swamp. The mud rose up and swallowed the town. Today you can see the school, the church, and homes slowly sinking into the earth. It is a modern-day Atlantis, but instead of sinking into the ocean, it is being suffocated by the land itself. It is a haunting image of how quickly civilization can be erased. And in the oil-rich city of Maracaibo, entire neighborhoods sit empty. When the migration crisis hit, millions left. They simply locked their doors and walked away. You can walk down streets lined with once beautiful mansions, pools filled with green algae, jungle vines reclaiming the driveways. It's not war that did this. It was an exodus. The silence here is louder than any siren. Why are tourists warned to stay away? It's not just bad guys. It's the infrastructure of survival. For a long time, hyperinflation meant that cash was worthless. You'd see bills littering the gutters. The real risk for a traveler isn't just getting robbed. It's getting sick in a town with no medicine. It's being stuck in a city where the power grid fails for days at a time. The warning exists because the safety net, the police, the hospitals, the banks, has holes in it. In the red zones, you are effectively on your own. Venezuela is not a country you can understand in headlines. It is a paradox. It holds the oldest mountains and the freshest scars. It is a place of unbelievable, world-class beauty, hidden behind a wall of warnings. For now, the waterfalls roar in solitude. The lightning strikes for an audience of ghosts. Some places invite travelers with open arms. Venezuela dares them. Thanks for watching.